Okay.
Because I reached a time when I was mature and I was like, Mom, I said it in Luganda. I told her, naye mami wali mutujju. And then she was like, what do you mean? The things you put on me from at a very early stage.
How old were you?
Burden from a very young stage. The wooden doors. By that time they were wooden, not putting a padlock. So I knew what to do. It was our trick.
Okay.
She could close these doors without a padlock. So when I came, I could open the doors and then pass through the holes of the metal mesh and then get inside because I was so tiny like this. So sometimes I could even find the people outside waiting, the customers, some of them. So whenever they could see me, they could say, hey, so they could watch me getting in. They wanted to see how I did it. I got
But that was risky, especially that you showed them how you could get. That means someone else can come, open, and then tell their kids to get in.
Yeah, maybe they could.
Yeah, they could.
I never thought of that. That's why I tell you that my upbringing did a lot, pushing me into this passion of parenting. Yeah. So, and then,
by the way, you're doing a very, very tremendous work because I don't know about other societies, but as far as Islam is concerned, like Muslim community is concerned, I think we were lacking that.
Yeah,
someone who could come out like professionally and address this.
Yeah, he was nearby. He could be
hiding.
He could be watching us from somewhere.
Those stubborn.
Yeah,
he was a boy.
Yeah, he was.
I'm telling you.
So he came back before us. Mom found him there. He reported us. So he reported us that we went to loiter around the village.
He might have been somewhere watching you.
Yeah, watching us going. So she was so much pissed off because among the things she had done.
Why didn't she let you explain?
She was so much pissed off. By the time we came back,
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah.
I don't know. What do you want?
To mix in.
Okay, inshallah. So welcome, my darling.
Thank you.
It's such an honor and a pleasure hosting you.
Alhamdulillah.
Yes, may Allah put barak ya Rabbi.
Ameen.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Welcome to the show On a Date with Ashuurah Mutale. And of course, for your host, this is Ashuurah Mutale, whereby I host my beloved sisters from different parts of the world. We address our issues, what we are going through, how we can better ourselves, how we can become the better version of ourselves, uplifting ourselves spiritually. And for our guest today, guess what? This is none other than
Janat Yahya Nagolola.
The one and only. There will never be another Janat Yahya Nagolola.
MashaAllah.
All the rest will be photocopy.
Alhamdulillah.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Mashallah, mashallah. So it's really a great honor having you on this show. So many people, by the way, your name is all over the place.
Sure.
Yes, mashallah, may Allah put barak ya Rabbi. And so many people out there. Well, I believe many people know who you are, but then there could be some who do not know who Janat is.
Many of them also.
Okay.
Janat Yahya Nagolola is my name.
Okay.
I'm a teacher by profession. I'm a
mentor. Mashallah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a life coach. I'm a mentor.
Mashallah.
I'm a parenting coach, more so a parenting leadership coach.
Okay.
Mashallah.
Mashallah.
CEO Mind Your Child.
Mashallah.
An organization dealing in mentoring teachers, children, parents, and caretakers.
Okay, mashallah.
Each and everyone in the line of parenting. So we do school tours, we do family visits, we do corporate trainings, so many things, and Mind Your Child. So
mashallah,
Janat Yahya is known so much for being a parenting coach.
Yes, I'm also knowing you in that field.
Yeah, parenting coach.
Okay. So
yeah,
how did you get inspired to get in that field? What really inspired you?
First of all, it's by the grace of Allah that I'm into the field of parenting, because it's our predestination. If he wishes and it bees. So he wished that I would be a parenting coach, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Secondly, I take this, I attribute it so much to my mom, because the nature, the form of
that she grew you in.
Nurturing, she gave me the grooming, she gave me, groomed so much into being a parent, where I picked the passion of becoming a parenting coach, because my
so
mom...
it all began with your mom?
Yeah, it all began from my childhood, if I can say, because I was like a deputy parent to my mom. I don't know whether you get it.
Yeah. So are you the firstborn?
Yeah, I'm the firstborn. In a family of 5 children. So being the first, there is a way she nurtured me in such a way that I was like a parent. I was like her co-parent when bringing up my siblings. She gave me that responsibility from a very early stage. Because I reached a time when I was mature and I was like, Mom, I said it in Luganda, I told her, naye mami wali mutujju. And then she was like, what do you mean? The things you put on me from at a very early stage.
How old were you?
From a very young stage. I can't tell how, but
how old you were?
The moment I started understanding, I saw myself as a responsible person. A person who had a lot of responsibilities, a person who had a lot of, I was accounted to so many things. I was...
When you talk about responsibility, was your mother into traveling that she could live with your siblings?
She was a working mom. Though she used to work from not so far, she was self-employed. She had a business. So I used to work with her at home and then also at the shop. Because I remember one thing I remember most when I was young, like I could say like at 6 years, was it 5 years? When I could go to school, she was like, today you come back early because I have to go for shopping. Since we had a retail shop, so she would go to town to do shopping for the shop. So she was like, today you come back so early because I have to go for shopping. So I knew what to do. I could come back home. So the moment I got out of class, I didn't play. Let me do this, let me do this. I ran straight away to the shop.
And she was that blessed and lucky that you were a disciplined child.
Because I had that responsibility. I felt
you matured early at the early stage.
Also, I wanted to see her happy. So whatever could make her happy, I wanted to do it. And so the moment I got out of class, I ran straight away to home to open up the shop. So she closed it in such a way that she could close the metal mesh. She puts a padlock and then she closes the doors, the wooden doors. By that time they were wooden, not putting a padlock. So I knew what to do. It was our trick. She could close these doors without a padlock. So when I came, I could open the doors and then pass through the holes of the metal mesh and then get inside, because I was so tiny like this. So sometimes I could even find the people outside waiting. The customers, some of them. So whenever they could see me, they could say, hey, so they could watch me getting in. They wanted to see how I did it. But
that was risky, especially that you showed them how you could get. That means someone else can come, open, and then tell their kids to get in.
Yeah, maybe they could.
Yeah, they could.
I never thought of that. But I knew most of the big people. I was smaller than them, so no one could go in. So I got into, I sold to them. I was busy. I worked not until she came back in the evening in most cases. So I could arrange the money, count it, put it in different...
In which class were you by then?
It was like between 5, 6, 7.
P5,
no, not P5. 5, 6, 7 years, around there.
How could you count that money?
I told you, a child who could go through the wire mesh.
By the way.
I was very small by then. So I could count the money. and I put them in heaps. And then when she came back, I gave her the accountability. I told her, today I made such and such an amount of money.
Oh, that was a big responsibility for such a small kid.
Yeah, I had arranged it in different heaps. It wasn't, I don't think it was so much money because this was a retail shop. But that's how early I started getting
the responsibilities. Yeah.
And when it came
that
to
was
home,
way so early.
So that nurturing.
Yali mutujju.
Yali mutujju. I told her.
I agree with you. Yali mutujju.
I told her, Mami wali mutujju. It's recent when I'm a parenting coach even.
Yeah. You just remember
because
what she made
I
you
was
go through.
thinking of this point of whereby we've got to let children be children. We've got to let them pass through the moments
of childhood. To enjoy those moments.
Enjoy, explore. So when I was thinking through these points, I was like, and then she was like, why? Then I told her, the kind of responsibility you put on me from such an early age. And then she was like, didn't I help you?
Perhaps it's what really made you into who you are now. The responsibility and all that, becoming that mature.
So that responsibility puts into me that nurturing heart. And when it came to home, I used to do all the chores at home.
Okay.
The age I remember very well was like when I was in primary 4. That was around 10 years.
Okay.
At that time I was in boarding, but when I could come back home, the maid could also go to her. She could send away the maid to go to her place as well to rest.
Are you serious?
Seriously. So I knew it was.
Which class was that?
That was P4, around 10 years there. So when I came back home, I could do all the chores at home because I remember I cooked, I cleaned the house, I washed the clothes, I washed the utensils, each and everything at home. I could do it myself because remember being the biggest, others, these ones could just go playing, so long as they didn't tamper with what I've arranged. They didn't. For me, I was always at home. I didn't go to play.
You missed out on that stage.
I made sure that at lunchtime, at exactly 1, after prayers at home, I could take her lunch, my mom, at the shop. I put her food in the containers and take it to the shop. So at exactly between 1 to 2, she had to be getting lunch. I had to take it to her. I serve the young ones, I leave them eating, then take her food, and then come back later to find them. That's when they could do the showering. So when she could come back in the evening, everything was okay. Sometimes they could be sleeping. So
talking of the children, how many children do you have?
I have 6 children.
Mashallah, may Allah put barak ya Rabbi.
Alhamdulillah. I have 6 children. So I made sure that each and everything at home was in place. So perhaps the passion for parenting came from that far because it's not like a burden on me. It's like
you've been an everyday thing. But now we should rule out that your mother was your mother helped you. Because not so many people, right now you see that the advantage of what she made you go through.
I could tell her that was it because you had nothing to do, but then I was like, but she had the maid.
Yeah,
you understand?
She did it on purpose. She did it intentionally so that she can groove you into
intentional parenting. She knew what she wanted out of me. So that's exactly what she did.
Because had she been your stepmom, people would be like, oh, she's mistreating her. And you would also feel it.
By the way, I was also happy when doing this. I was happy and I wanted to do what made her.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I was happy.
Allahu
Akbar. I made sure that everything was in place. When she could, we could sit and talk. By the way, well, one thing I remember is that we sat as adults, and when one of my siblings
one bigger adult and one small adult,
I didn't even feel it that I was small by the when I was with my mom. I thought
she made you she made you feel that way.
Yeah, she gave me that responsibility and that even the decision making, because we could talk things. And then she would say, and now you decide and see what's better for us. Or
she gave you that,
She could even give me the money and was like, I don't know what you're going to eat, but according to the money, you decide and see what you will eat. So I had that autonomy. I could do the decision making. Because even I remember when it comes to decision making, when I was choosing schools for me, for myself, I started from an early age to choose myself a school.
And she could take you there?
No, we could talk about it. I could tell her the reason as to why I wanted to leave my current school. I told her I'm leaving. I want to leave this school because of such and such a reason. So she was like, "But why?" Of course, I gave her reasons. She was like, "Can't you bear this?" But in most cases, the reasons were unbearable. Maybe when it came to academics, being that I was so active in class, so she knew by the time I talked about something, I had
it affected you.
It affected me. So she was like, "Now what can we do?" We talked through the affordable schools because I knew we had our class. We weren't so much high. So she was like, "These are the schools we can afford." We talked about them, and then she was like, I remember in my senior one when I had finished my P7, she was like, "Now you go along the schools where you put your choices." Because I remember I had put at Chibuli first choice, Kawempe, Gombe. She told me, "You first go to Chibuli because it is nearer, and check and see whether they admitted you." I went myself alone. She gave me 5,000 shillings. I boarded a taxi to Chibuli. I went and checked on the note spot. My name was there.
That's good.
And then I went inside. After seeing the name on the note spot, I went inside.
Going to S1?
Going to senior one to talk to the people in the office. I was like, now I was admitted here. My name is outside there. I wanted to know the dues.
Inquiries.
The fees. I asked, they told me. I went back home and told her I was admitted. These are the conditions. They told me they want this amount for fees. I was in senior one, going to senior one. So that was like between 12 to 13 years, 11, 12, 13 years. So these days, which parent do you see doing that? A child of senior one, telling her to go
by herself
to school. So that form of responsibility she put in me when it came to parenting, helping other parents to nurture their children, I didn't feel it as a burden because I already had that sense of responsibility. So I wanted each and every parent out there to help her child nurture their children the way I was brought up, because I felt we needed this. We needed this. So that's why I tell you that my upbringing did a lot, pushing me into this passion of parenting. So, and
by the way, you're doing a very, very tremendous work, because I don't know about other societies, but as far as Islam is concerned, like Muslim community is concerned, I think we were lacking that. Someone who could come out like professionally and address this. Mashallah.
Talking about spirituality, she did a great job nurturing my spirituality. First of all, I thank you, Mommy.
Hey, she's gonna watch this, mashallah.
I thank you for giving birth to me as a Muslim,
mashallah.
Because she had the choice. She could perhaps choose a dad who is not a Muslim.
Of course.
And that's one of the greatest things she did for me, choosing for me the best dad.
Mashallah.
A Muslim dad, and a dad of integrity.
One of the greatest gifts.
One of the greatest gifts.
Mashallah.
Because that's one of the greatest gifts you can ever give to your child, choosing a right spouse, the best spouse, a spouse of character, integrity. Because Ashuurah, I can assure you, the way you want, the character you want to see in your child, you're going to see it in you as a person, and then in your spouse.
That's true.
The way you want to see, we are leaders. Parents are leaders in their own families. So being that we are also nurturing our children into becoming these leaders we are now, our children tomorrow. And one of the greatest legacies you can give to your child is that good character. How are you going to model it? By the things you do, the compassion you're showing to other people, the spirituality in you, the belief, the values you carry as a parent, because this is what your children are going to see. Children are going to copy what you do, not what you say in most cases. I had a friend who told me that if she wants her child to do something, her daughter is like 11 years. If she wants her to do something, she doesn't tell her, but she does it herself. Okay. So she was doing some shopping. She was like, I want to furnish my room. I want to change my room because I also want, now at this age, I want my daughter to start getting organized. Okay. And then she was like, because I want her to do it, I want her to admire it from me. Okay. So my mom, what she did is that she modeled exactly what she wanted to see in me. For example, she could tell me one day, I remember it was a very bad day on Eid, alhamdulillah, we didn't have what to eat on that Eid. That was really tough. Yeah, it was Eid al-Fitr. And then she was like, no, it was Eid al-Adha. She was like, we don't have what to eat, we don't have transport for all of us to go to the mosque. It was a bit far, but you being the elder, I think you can go, you can pray. Don't remain here. You go and pray. However much we don't have what to eat today, I know Allah will provide. Will provide. And then I had to go. I remember I went to Makerere University Mosque. When I went, being Eid Adhuha, after Eid prayers, they gave out some rice and meat. That was the best Eid she's talking about up to today. That was the best Eid in my life. So showing a child that however we don't have what to eat, but you go and pray is enough nurturing spirituality into your child. Because other parents will be like, if you don't have clothes, you're not going. Yeah, but she told me, you go. She took me to the most affordable, best schools. Mashallah. That's why I'm adding the word affordable. Because she could see around the schools that were available, the best schools, those she could afford, she could take me there. Mashallah. I remember one time she took me to Bilal Islamic Institute, Kachili, and she was like, I know this school is a bit expensive, but I want you to get those values from that school. Mashallah. I want you to have that character. I want you to have that picture of a great Muslim. Mashallah. And alhamdulillah, when she took me there, I picked the veil from there. That's when I started veiling in my senior career. That's so cute. I wasn't veiling. So when I came back home, I was veiling, and she hadn't started veiling as well. But whatever I told her that a Muslim puts on like this, she did it. Mashallah. And from that day onwards, she has never stopped behind. And up to now, she's even putting on a niqab. Mashallah. That of spirituality, that modeling spirituality, alhamdulillah, I thank my mom for it. So it showed me, it gave me that passion for parenting, for wanting to see a holistic child, wanting to see a parent bringing up a child well balanced, not only in athlete world, not only in athlete character, but also in their spirituality. So I wanted to see it in each and every child. I wanted each and every parent to model it as my mom did it in her own capability. So that passion, alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. So when you talk about responsibility, character, and nurturing, I don't know how many words I can use to talk about that lady. I remember one time I was in P6, primary 6, and I was supposed to go back to school. I remember I was in primary 6. I was in boarding, as I told you, and she was pregnant for our last born. And then she gave birth. I remember it was 3rd June. She gave birth, and maybe we were supposed to go back on 5th, and then she was like, you're not going back to school now because I've just given birth. And you remember, hey, are you serious? She couldn't even go that far. Because I remember, I told you we could sit, we could sit and talk. She could explain. She could show me the challenges. She told me, I know you're supposed to go back to school, but you won't be able to go because look, I'm in this situation. We have no
Imagine.
maid. Yeah, I have no maid, and yet I need some help now. I'm still weak. So I also agreed. I didn't take it to the bad.
She was so blessed.
Yeah, so Ashuurah, I can assure you, the one time maybe she used to beat me, I don't remember other times, but the one time I remember my mom beating me, I was in primary 6. That's the one time I remember. Because I remember that day, one of my siblings, he got annoyed. He was so moody. He had those mood swings. He got annoyed and then he went away from home. So being that I was the one responsible,
the elder,
I had to know where he was.
Okay, he disappeared.
And then I held my other siblings. I told them, let's go and look for him. So we went to look for him. And then when we went, we got lost.
You got lost?
We got lost from there. We didn't know
where to come
exactly, because we didn't move so much along the village. Remember, we were in boarding schools, and when we came back, we were so much busy at home. So we got lost, and we came back very late when she had already come back.
And the sibling?
And the sibling, he came back before us.
The sibling came back before?
Yeah, he was nearby. He could be
hiding.
He could be watching us from somewhere.
Those stubborn.
Yeah.
He was a boy.
Yeah, he was a boy.
I'm telling you.
So, he came back before us. Mom found him there. He reported us. So, he reported us that we went to loiter around the village.
He might have been somewhere watching you.
Yeah, watching us going. So she was so much pissed off because among the things she had done.
Why didn't she let you explain?
She was so much pissed off. By the time we came back, she wasn't in the moment. She had been taken off by the emotions. She was so much pissed off.
She couldn't even listen.
Yeah, she couldn't even listen because I remember it was around 7:30 p.m. And then among the things she never wanted was moving out of the home and also come back in the night. She beat us. I remember that seriously and hardly. I remember it very well. And then we explained tomorrow, the following day. So as I was telling you, she used to sit with me. She used to sit, explain to me the challenges. By the way, I didn't even, for example, they gave me that admission at Shibuli, but I didn't go. Because she told me now, being that they have given you, but the fees you've told me is a bit high as compared to our ability. We cannot afford it.
Okay.
So she told me, let's look around and find an affordable school where you can go. And then I didn't take it to the bad heart still. I was always contented.
You were that understanding child.
With whatever she told me, because she used to explain. She used to show you the challenges. She used to give back life to me. She could tell me that, we can't afford it now, but inshallah, when you grow up, you will be able to do some of these things by yourself.
Okay.
Because you're a good girl, you like studying.
Talking to an adult to adult.
Yeah, adult to adult.
Young adult and big adult.
That's the relationship I had with my mom. So all this
the best
gave
of
me
relationships,
that passion of parenting. Because for me, I don't see it as a burden, alhamdulillah, because this is things I've been through all along when growing up. So I see it as a passion, a calling. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
And then she prioritized my health when growing up, because I remember one time I was in senior 3. I got a lump in my left breast. A lump. You know that thing you touch and it keeps moving out?
Yeah. Sometimes they affiliate it to cancer?
Yeah, it's one of the signs of cancer.
Okay.
And when I got it, I felt so down. Being that now I understood, I researched about it. I knew what it means. I came to know that it's a sign of cancer. So I was so much down, but she sat me down and talked to me. She told me it could be a sign, yes, but I believe if it is a sign, it must be in the early stages. She told me, do you feel any pain? I told her, no, I don't feel the pain, but I just feel something moving. And then she looked for one of the best hospitals. We went to a big clinic and we saw some doctor there. I don't know whether he's still there. She started taking me there. They took the scans, they examined. We went through all the steps. And time reached when it was so expensive. She told me, you can go to Mulago because it's free. You can go. When you reach there, you tell them you want to see a doctor. You tell them your problem. They will show you the doctor.
Which class were you by then?
That was senior 3.
Okay.
She told me to go to Mulago. So that's the responsibility she imparted in me, showing these children that some of giving them the independence.
Yeah, that you can do these things on your own.
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be with
it doesn't have to be with the parents all the time.
Pampering them.
Yeah, pampering them. So she showed me that some of the things, she gave me that confidence. I can go, I can talk to the doctors, I can tell them what I'm suffering from. So I used to go by myself. And alhamdulillah, things went well. We did I got the surgery. The lump was removed because she was like, I went to some hospitals and they told me, but we can give you medicine and it disappears. Then she told me, removing the problem now is not the lump. The problem is why is the lump there. We have to know the cause as to why the lump is there.
She's just a clever woman.
So she so much prioritized my health as well as that of my siblings. We did the surgery, they removed the lump, they examined it, they gave us the results. But during this time, I was so much down because I thought, being a child, I thought maybe I have the cancer.
But cancer by then was not that much as it is right now.
Yeah.
I mean, by then we could just hear the cancer thing and it wasn't that.
Yeah, but it wasn't so much. But this is something they told us that maybe it's always common in the big women of over 40 years.
Yeah,
but
by then.
Yeah, in children. You never know, 1 in 100, 1 in a million, so you never know anything can happen. So I always think of the moment I went through, because this thing is one of the things that have put me down emotionally. It's one of the toughest times I've been through, but the way she handled me, the way she talked to me, the way she gave me that hope, that comfort, I felt that each and every child needed this. Each and every child needed
especially
hearing,
from their parents,
a listening parent. Each and every parent needed to prioritize their children's health. Each and every parent needed to be there for their children.
Best friends with their children.
Best friends with their children. I felt I had to help other parents also be in this, exercise this with their children.
Because Janat, most of the times I really wonder, how can a child confide in someone else and tell them their problems and what they're going through and leave out their parents and leave out their, let me say, their mother? Because most of the times the fathers are in and out, you know, they're up and about, but the mothers, you understand? How can a child step out of the house and have someone else they confide in? And too bad to be true, most of these people take advantage of these children.
Yeah, they
Why? Because why aren't you having that relationship with your child? Why aren't you best friends with your child?
I think where it comes from, it comes from being parents not putting a safe space, giving a safe haven for their children to express their emotions, because our homes should be the safest places for our children. We should give them a space whereby they can express their emotions without being judged. The moment you put that room for children to express themselves without being judged, without being questioned, you will win. You will have given emotional support to your child. But one of the problems we have these days is that children no longer confide in their parents because they fear to be judged, because they don't feel
maybe the parents are even way so tough.
Yeah, the parents are not listening to their children actively, because there is a difference between hearing and listening. Some of the parents are hearing what their children are saying, but they are not listening actively.
Because a listening parent or a listening person will listen and then interact with you and want to know what happened, why did it happen, how can we solve this. But they just hear, they just leave it at that, right?
Yeah, you've got to look into the eyes of your children straight away. When talking to them, you've got to put the gadgets
Pay
down.
attention.
Pay attention. We have got to give that quality time to your children, because one of the gifts you can ever give to your children is time. One of the gifts you can ever give to your children is time. And not any time, but quality time. Because there is a difference between quality time and quantity time.
Yeah, quantity time.
Even if it's in 30 minutes a day, but when it is quality, it's better than quantity time, even if it is a full day. Because you realize that some of the parents are always around
their children. Yeah, they are there. Then things happen to the kids and people are like, how did it happen? She's always there.
They are always at home, but they are emotionally upset.
They don't pay attention to those details.
They don't pay attention to those small details. We have parents who are always on their gadgets. Who are always
recording audio through USB mic. Chichi twagaza ki ni yakomye dino ku recording.
Byakakyuka kati ndabye waliwo ekizeewo something. Kibadde kyakavaawo. Kyakajja. So we have parents.
Actually tubuzaida kikanga 10.
Yeah. We have parents who don't know their children. Even we have parents who are being told that your child behaves in such and such a way. Yeah, and they are even arguing. My child is not like that.
Because, it can't be.
Yeah, because in most cases, children are in boarding schools, and when they come back, you don't get that quality time, be it 30 minutes, be it 10 minutes, to sit with them and listen to them. We have children who are getting problems and they are confining in strangers.
Imagine, too bad.
They don't tell their parents. We've seen children who have aborted and have got problems from there, and then their parents don't know. They just call them when their children are admitted.
And they've been living with them. That is such a shame.
Some of them are even in day schools. We've seen children who have given birth in the houses of their parents. A child gives birth in the other room when a parent is in this room, and only to hear a child crying.
Are you serious?
And all those 9 years, I've seen it.
9 months.
I've observed it like twice. All those 9 months, your child has been pregnant and you don't know that she's pregnant.
That is irresponsibility of the highest order.
Crying. It's not irresponsibility as per se, but we are being taken up by the busy world. We are being taken up by the errands of the world, because I know we have to put food on the table. I know to put food on the table, and some of the mothers are responsible for this in their homes, but you get that time, even if it is very small. Even if it is, you pray with them.
Yeah, take time off, like even if it's 30 minutes.
You pray with them Subui, for example, and after Subui, you have some time for a
session and then talk to them.
Talk to them for a while.
I have a parent who told me that she takes time off. Is it every week? I think it's a weekly thing, because I think talking of a daily thing might be so, it might be kind of like hectic or impossible, but let's say a week. Every weekend, she gathers her children and she talks to them like, is there anything that I might have offended you? Is there anything I might have said that you didn't like? Can you forgive me? Then everyone will express themselves accordingly.
Mashallah.
Yes, mashallah. And then she would also talk to them about what they did that she didn't feel okay with, comfortable with, and then they would resolve their problems. That was, I just felt like that was so good.
Yeah, it's so good, alhamdulillah, because there is a way it puts that bond, that connection. All we need from our children is the connection.
Then the kids would be like, you know how mothers or parents get off when they get so angry about pissed off. Yeah. So mama the one pita chino mama sasa nyuka wangamba ninga oba chichi, you know those things. And then she would say, I'm sorry banange na bugwanyeza, but you know they would solve their problems.
Resolve their conflicts. Yeah, that's connection.
That's a good
the power
practice.
Of bonding and connection. Because all we need from these children of Ashuurah is connection. And it is going to start from an early age. If you don't use this time to build that bond and connection with your children, they are going to abandon you when they grow up. Because they won't have that attachment
that
with you.
love.
They will send you money on mobile money,
but they don't even feel the need to come and
talk to you, not even to call you on phone, because they don't feel it, and you don't blame them because you didn't build it. You didn't work for it. This quality time, these small moments, each moment you spend with your child is a moment of character development. It's a moment of connection. It's a moment of spiritual development. Each and every moment, be it 2 seconds. We go on building slowly by slowly, these baby steps. Not until you build that bond. Not until your children will start seeing you as a baby when you're aging. And they will feel they want to be near you. They want you to bring you in their
feel
homes.
that love, yeah.
That's why we are seeing children taking their parents when
in
they are
their
old
homes, yeah.
They
worked for it.
Homes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But do we have any in Uganda? I haven't.
Yeah, we have them.
Where are they?
We have them. I've seen them. I've seen one. They are not bad as per se, but the connection.
They can't. Of course, they can't treat you. She can't feel that loved the way she would feel with her.
Because I know your parent can be sick.
We have elder homes here.
Yeah, we have them. I've seen one.
Okay.
You can take her and bring her back. Because you have that bond,
connection,
that
and
that
you
love.
feel, you want her to feel loved.
However much you can send the money, but this is a child who is going to get a weekend, and she's like, let me take my children to spend this weekend with my mom or with my dad. This is a child who is going to be like, let's get a weekend, maybe an Eid, and go celebrate it with our parents, because you have that love which you built when they were
you earned it.
You earned it. You worked for it.
You worked for it.
So every moment in your life is a moment of connection. It's a moment of spiritual development. Because Ashuurah, we are not going to do parenting in one day.
It can't be.
We are not going to get all this heap of words and insert them in our children in one day. It's going to be a journey.
And one has to be patient.
One has to be patient. Because I can't sit you down and tell you each and everything. In one day, we can't do it. You're going to be doing it step by step, moment by moment. For example, talking of humility, when I remember my mom, we had a shop, as I told you. When I grew up, I started helping her at the shop. All of us, by the way, we used to work in the shop.
Mashallah.
But sometimes, these customers, they are those unsatisfied customers. A customer could buy something, maybe she sends a child takes a thing, and then you see a customer coming back with what the child has bought, holding the child by the hand like this, moving at a very high speed, coming back.
Almost slowing them down.
You could know that this one is coming to quarrel.
Yeah, made a mistake.
So when we could see her, my mom could be like, I know she's going to quarrel, but don't answer her back. I know what she's going to do, but don't answer back. You keep quiet. So whenever someone could come with any form of conflict, she could tell you, maybe slowly or at the back, keep quiet, don't answer back. She taught me how to keep quiet amidst conflicts. She taught, so even when she didn't say it that you become, she could do it herself.
So you could see.
Yeah, I could see her.
Kids usually copy what they see.
Yeah, I could see her doing it. So all in all, all I can say, this journey is so long, as I told you. It wasn't a journey, a one-day journey or a one-week journey. It was a long journey of my life, and it is still long because we've just pinched. It's just a pinch. It's still long. So she taught me, she modeled. She taught me the compassion. She taught me the humility. She gave me the values of being a good child, of seeing the best version of me, which inspired me to see a good child, which is going to lead us to a better generation. But I was like, hey, how am I going to do it? Because I'm not going to talk to each and every child. How I had to do it was to talk to parents to nurture their children in the best way possible, to see that
because it all begins with the parents.
Yeah, it all begins with parenting. So we had to start with Mito, and how could we do it? It was by nurturing their parents, to see how to nurture their children to bring the best version out of them. I had to see that. I sit down the parents and tell them to focus on intentional parenting, effective parenting, parenting with purpose, parenting for change. This is parenting children, not to get immediate results, but seeing a change in them afterwards. You know, there is a difference between helping your children to change immediately and also to change with time, because there is what we call quick fix parenting. Nolaba omwana ng'akola ekintu n'omukuba oluba tokikola ekyo lwaki okoze kino, omwana agenda kyuka akiveeko ssaawa eyo naye tomunyonyodde lwaki talina kiko.
That's what I usually tell people, that today's .com children, they need to be explained to. Why are you wearing this veil? Oshegede si kumugamba bugambye abedda bajjajja baffe bamama baffe babalagiranga bulagizi. It was about asking, how dare you question a parent? Oluusi tulina obuuliza muzadde wagamba bugambe katambala kambala otakambala mbooko ow'essaawa zino olina okumunyonyola lwaki alina okukambala, omuwe reason nti munange Allah atwagala tukole ki.
Nti kati bw'otamuwe reason agenda kambala ng'afuluma
atuuka eri
akajjeko, because she doesn't know the reason as to why she's putting on like that. Today we have a parent agenda okulaba omwana nga yambadde ddayo mangu tosale wano ddayo bijjemu, tamunyonyodde. Omwana agenda kutya saawa yagenda kukyusizaawo obeere satisfied ogambe yeye nkikoze akyusizza
bangi nnyo.
But are you parenting for change?
Okay, bannange ebiwoma biggwa byokya. Otherwise that's been I'll still bring her up. Yes, I'll still bring her. She still has a lot to teach us. She's a coach, parenting coach, so we still have a lot to learn from her. Otherwise for today, time is not on our side. My beloved one, please.
Yes, please. Barakallah
fiikum. Barakallah.
Thanks for bringing me along.
Alhamdulillah.
I'm grateful, alhamdulillah. And I like it so much when I'm doing what I love most.
MashaAllah.
And that's talking to the parent out there to see how they can bring the best version out of their children.
MashaAllah.
I thank my mom, kutumiddeko nnyo, alhamdulillah. Janat, Yahya. I'm so grateful for you, for the nature of nurturing you put into her, for the grooming you gave me. That has given me the passion of parenting and wanting to see each and every parent out there bringing the best versions out of their children. Alhamdulillah. So I love you, Mom. Alhamdulillah. I love parenting. I love seeing the best parents out there. I love seeing a better generation. I love seeing a holistic child. Alhamdulillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakallahu khair, our beloved sister. You just heard it from the horse's mouth. MashaAllah. We will still have more episodes with her. May Allah accept it. Otherwise, thank you so much for following me. Thank you so much for keeping here. May Allah keep blessing and loving in a special way. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi barakatuh. Don't you forget to check out all the new episodes on my Golden Ash TV channel, YouTube channel, every Saturday. May Allah accept. Allahumma Amen. We love you all for the sake of Allah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.